hey, when they going to prosecute up on that Barack Hussein Obama feller, y'all? When they going to do that, Team Taco, you fake-ass patriots? I've been waiting, y'all. I've been waiting on that prosecution to come. They said they was prosecuting him for his treasons, you know. And I'm waiting. Now, I ain't waiting like y'all were out there by the mailbox for a Doge check. You get a heat stroke out there doing that. It's a wonder a bunch of y'all didn't die out there waiting on your Doge checks, you know. That never happened for you, did it? No, because they lied to you about that, didn't they? But anyway, I ain't waiting like that. I ain't holding my breath either, because I'll turn blue and die trying to do that too. So I ain't doing that, but I'm just asking you, when do you think that prosecution's coming of Barack Hussein Obama? When do you think that's coming? Is it 2 weeks? Is it in the 2 week pile that Donald Trump has all the time? The 2 week, because you know, if he says something's coming in 2 weeks, it means it ain't never coming. That's that 2 week pile is the it ain't never going to happen pile. That's what that is. Like healthcare. Remember that last time he was pretending he was president? And infrastructure, 2 weeks. Just wait 2 weeks. We're going to give that to you there. That's the 2 week pile. Now he has taken away a lot of healthcares, him and all those Republicans, and you know, trying to do away with any kind of infrastructure that Joe Biden gave for us. You know, he's trying to dismantle all that stuff. Anything that Barack Obama did and that Joe Biden did for people, he wants to undo, because it wasn't done for him or his rich buddies. So if it's done for the American people, he wants to undo it. And then so they can turn around in just a few years, blame Democrats for what they did to us. And that's what, and y'all gonna fall for it. But anyway, I'm just wondering there, when's that prosecution coming of Barack Obama? 2 weeks, 2 months? Is it 2 years, 20 years? I can go ahead and answer that for you. It's never going to happen. Never. And you know why? Because he didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. See, that Tulsi Gabbard, what she knows, she took a play out of Donald F. Trump's playbook. She waved around some documents in your faces, knowing that not a damn one of you would ever look into them, ever read them. You just take her word for it. That's what you did. And that way you can just listen to your Fox Faking Newses and your Sean Hannity's and all that stuff, and they'll tell you how to think. You know, that's the way it works for you. But the problem is, we've got this thing out there. Look, and I don't know if y'all ever heard of it. It's called the interwebs, y'all, the internet, y'all. You've got it. I know you do, because you're right there looking at me right now, you fake ass patriot. So you've got that tool right there to use that you can pull those documents up. Matter of fact, there's this free thing on your phone. It's called the Google Gemini. And look, this is crazy too. It's an artificial intelligence. Is what it'll talk to you. You ask it the question, it'll answer it. It'll talk back to you like a human would, you know, and it does this thing called deep research. And you can just go ask it, hey, look into those documents there that Tulsi Gabbard, Russian agent piece of lady did, that brought out there and told us all that she was going to prosecute up on Barack Obama for some treasons, and explain that document to me and why that she's doing what she's doing. You know what it tells you? Because it's politically motivated. It's what it is. It's a distraction for you. That's what it is. And you know, the thing is, I called that. I called it. I said, you know what that Donald F. Trump's going to do? He's going to point his laser pointer out there, and he's going to break out the big guns, and he's going to bust out some Barack Hussein Obama on these people. Next thing they know, they're going to be distracted off of the fact that he's been diddling little kids with Jeffrey Epstein, and he's hiding it and covering it up right there in front of their faces. But the thing is, my problem is I was kind of wrong about it. I was like, they're going to fall for his distraction. If he does that, they're going to fall for it. That's where I was wrong. You're not falling for it. You're using it. And then, see, that's the difference, is what you're waiting on every time is for Donald F. Trump to tell you, hey, I'm giving you a distraction, wink and nod. Here's your distraction. It's Barack Hussein Obama. So now then you can pretend like you have a one-track mind, and that this Jeffrey Epstein stuff no longer exists because you're thinking about the Obamagate. See, so you're being distracted on purpose. You're using that as a distraction to deflect. You're like a little kid, okay, that's standing out in the open but being really still, thinking that if they don't move, nobody can see them. I see you. Okay, I see you crystal clear in what you're doing. That is an intentional distraction that you're using, just like your tactical stupidity, being dumb on purpose. You do that all the time too. So what you're doing right now is actively supporting the cover-up of a pedophile ring. You are actively supporting pedophilia. That's what you're doing right now by pretending you're distracted over something that ain't never going to happen, okay? Hey, matter of fact, you ought to look up some words, too. Get up on that Google machine. You can use it. Hey, don't tell your buddies, though, that you use the Google. Tell them you found it on the DuckDuckGo, okay? You can go look up U.S. Code Section 18, Section 2381 right there. You know what it does? It tells you what treasons are. It does. It spells out what treason is and what a person has to do to be able to reach the threshold of treasons, you know? It's a high bar that you got to reach right there to get some treason. As a matter of fact, only, about 40 people have ever been successfully convicted of treason in this country. So whenever Tulsi Gabbard throws around words like treason to you, she's doing it because she knows you're effing stupid and that you'll fall for it because you think, well, that treason, that's a high crime right there, boy. They gonna hang that Barack Obama. That's what you're thinking, right? Look. It ain't treason. Matter of fact, it's not even a crime what they did. What they did was their job. And you can tell by the way that it is because there's report after report after report on this very topic. Okay? Now, again, if Donald F. and Trump wants answers about what happened there, all he's got to do is call in Marco Rubio because he was the head of the Senate Intelligence Committee whenever they did their investigation that said, yeah, in fact, Russia did interfere in the 2016 election. Okay? Now, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. But like I said, you're using this distraction on purpose. You know nothing's going to come of it. It's just a distraction so that Donald Trump can tell you, hey, I'm giving you something else to focus your attention on so you'll quit asking me about Jeffrey Epstein. So please stop asking me about Jeffrey Epstein. Here, talk about the black president. Y'all be angry at him. Well, of course, you're going to do that, right? Right. So anyway, you're faking this distraction. Now, I got another question for you, too. It's going to blow your mind, you fake-ass patriots. Since you think that the 2020 election was stolen from that Donald F. and Trump, why don't you ask that sumbitch right now to go ahead and do his investigation into and present you all that evidence? Said, hey, he's got the power right now, don't he? He's got all three branches of the government going for him, don't he? He's got access to everything, every lever. He's got it right there in his little orange hand, don't he? He can actually produce that evidence to show you that the 2020 election was stolen, and he hasn't done it, has he? Why hasn't he done that? Why don't you ask him to do that for you, huh? Why don't you do that? Because it wasn't. You know that. Again, another distraction. That's all it is. Now, what you should be concerned about is why he has Todd Blanche, his former personal attorney there, meeting up with Ghislaine Maxwell and her attorneys and what they're talking about, because I guarantee you it's about a pardon. It's about clemency. It's about commuting her sentence in exchange for some fake-ass testimony. Is what it's about. So you're actively watching and supporting the cover-up of a pedophile ring. Donald F. and Trump is highly involved up in that. You know he is, and you don't care. You don't care. You're pretending like you're distracted on purpose. That's what I'm telling you. But I'm telling you, too, I see you. Inmate Trump.